Hello, my name is Max Rietta, and I'll be discussing listening. So, how can you tell when someone's listening to you? I usually go off the responses and the summarizing that they give rather than the cues on during my presentation, or if I'm talking. I prefer not to judge someone if they're listening because they could be looking down and thinking about what I'm saying to them and just trying to and they're more visual, so I don't want to assume people aren't listening while I'm talking, because then that will come off uh, in a negative way. So I usually focus on them summarizing what I say and understanding that there's a difference between summarizing and parroting, and I want to make sure that they are able to understand my idea and then also acknowledge my feelings if I do have them towards what we're talking about. I try to end conversations if I want to know that they're listening. I'll try to end it in what or how questions, because that gives them opportunities to think about what I said, and it makes sure that they're thinking, it starts to make them think logically about my situation, and they won't be able to do that unless they're listening. So, how do I feel when they're not listening? I feel unimportant, but I also understand that maybe they're going through something at the same time, and their mind is being taken up by other priorities, and I don't want to uh, discredit that and say that's not important, and I want to understand when that's happening so that I don't just assume that they're not trying to listen to me. So, an example in my life of how I wasn't being listened to, but I can also see how I wasn't listening in return. My dad and I we have problems, and it's hard for us to communicate with each other. And I was talking about financial help and these other things, and I was talking also about his health. And um, during that conversation, I was talking about things that were very important, and he was watching TV, not looking at me. I wanted to give him the credit and that he was listening. He was just looking at the TV. So when we started talking and I asked for his opinion and something that he had, like a solution that he would have for it, he came up with a negative solution, or a negative worry that hadn't didn't do anything with my ideas or solutions I brought up to him. So it gave me the understanding that he wasn't listening because he was talking about his worries rather than the solutions that I brought up. And because of that, we did that a couple more times, and that caused us to stop talking and we fight more. And it caused me not to talk to him about important things, because it seems like it's a waste of time and they wouldn't listen anyways, and I don't want to feel unimportant. And yeah, so that's how I feel about listening. Thank you so much.